Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Self-Taught Saturday. I will be watercoloring this really cutie little mermaid while I just chat a little bit with you guys. So I was reading through my journal and I found a page from July 2025 and I wanted to read it to you guys. I thought it would be, a nice little bit of reflection that I had in that moment that I wanted to share. So it's basically a page about how becoming an artist has improved my self-esteem. So I started off saying that when I started making art and things like for real, and really reflecting on them, I began to realize that I could do it. I could make things that I thought looked nice, that were cool, that were fun to do, and it gave me a confidence boost. Creating reflected my own qualities back to me. Seeing what I was capable of helped me understand my worth, and I shifted from believing that I was talentless to feeling multi-talented and honestly infinitely blessed. So I am very much a DIY type of girly, and DIYing has taught me that it is not for the faint of heart. It is very time consuming and it is tedious. And being a trial and error type of girl, I learned that I make mistakes and I fix them and start over. That showed me that I'm a hard worker, a self-starter, and I'm essentially internally driven, basically saying that no one pushes me, I push myself to get these things done, to do them over again, to make them better. And I am persistent as well as tenacious, period. I also began to discover my true nature. I am a very unserious person while also simultaneously being extremely serious at the same time. I love deeply and passionately. I am very sentimental. I'm a gift giver. I really love making things for people as an expression of love. I'm a words of affirmation type of girl. I am very multifaceted and multidimensional. I'm not just one type of artist. I'm creative in every area. I love playing in different mediums, trying new arts and crafts, writing, fashion, dancing, singing, acting. I am truly a creative individual in every sense, and I really love that about myself. I feel very deeply blessed to be able to make whatever I want. If I want something, I have the choice to buy the thing or to make the thing. I literally have that choice. I have most of the materials, when it really comes time to, decide if I want to make something, I can look around and I literally tend to always have what I need, or if I don't, I have the means to be able to get it. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so grateful for the ability to have that choice. And it honestly feels like a gift. And at one point in my life when I was younger, I really didn't think that I was good at anything, nothing. I literally have a very vivid memory of me going to my mom and crying and being so upset because I felt like I was talentless and therefore I had nothing going for me in life. My life was going to be ruined. I was spiraling, and my mom just had to kind of calm me down, sit me down and be like, no, you're a child, you're growing, you're learning, this and that. She really poured into me, which I was very grateful for. But I see now that my creativity and all my creative endeavors are essentially like a divine blessing. And I've also learned that I don't place my value on whether my art is necessarily good. I place my value on my courage to try, my tenacity, my perseverance, my passion, my internal compass. That is really where I hold my value for the things that I create. It also helps me pay homage to the little girl that I used to be, the little girl that is still inside of me, and essentially the artistic lineage in my family. Because, stepping back and looking, I realized that most of my family, my immediate family, actually all of my immediate family is creative in their own unique ways. My mom is very similar to me. She can design and make anything. She is the crafter. Big crafty, not the little one. My dad has a very vivid imagination. Very much, very vivid. Like that's the best way I can describe it. And he also makes videos himself. His are just not art-based videos, but he has a YouTube channel. He makes videos, which is a form of creative expression. My brothers also express themselves creatively through fashion and their own creative talents, like my oldest brother, who is a barber, and my second oldest brother, he makes inventions. I don't know if he still does that, but he used to do that as a kid, so I assume that he probably still does that. So creating helps to connect me to my lineage, and I love that. And I also feel an immense sense of accomplishment and power when I wear my creative things or things that I've created. Like when I wear the jewelry that I made, I feel very powerful. Even if I'm wearing like the most basic of fits, which I tend to do, a good sweatpants and a tank top, and I put on all my jewelry, you can't tell me that I'm not the hottest thing smoking. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel very accomplished when I finish a project, even if it's considered like a fail. I still love the first draft because it's like a spark, and a spark can start a forest fire. And creating sparked something within me. It's like that sparks an internal flame that's within me that keeps on burning. Art is also very centering for me. When life is stressful and overwhelming, I always return to creating. It gives me joy, it restores my confidence, and it makes me feel like I have gifts from God. And who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love feeling blessed and loved and gifted? I do feel like that, even though I don't necessarily, I'm not Picasso, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't make the most detailed or the biggest things, or the things by societal standards that might be looked at as good. I like them. I really just don't know what other people think about my art. So that's kind of a part of it, is that I don't really know what other people think, but I don't really care. Like, that's not, like I said earlier, that's not where I place my value. I place it in what I think and what I love, but I do understand that, other people would have opinions and thoughts. I just don't know what they are. And I've seen other people's art, so I know how to compare, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that I don't compare. I know what comparison is. I feel it, I do it, but that's just not my focus. I really focus on myself and what I'm doing, and really that, like I said earlier, the internal drive, the internal motion, the internal compass that I have that keeps me going, it guides me, it helps me to just keep creating. And I always go back to creating. Like, if I'm at a low point in my life, I'm at a high point in my life, creating is what I do in all forms. And that also translates to how I live my life off the canvas. I create solutions for myself. I am very creative in my day-to-day work life. I can see a situation and break it into smaller parts, just like I do with, if I wanted to draw something, I would look at it and maybe see what the broad shapes are. I do that in daily life as well. Like, I would look at a situation, break it down, and then go from there. And that is something that I've learned through making art. I also really love that about art. I love that I can take the lessons that I learn here on the canvas and use them in my everyday life. And of course, I would love to know you guys' thoughts on this topic. Like, has making art given you a sense of confidence or anything like that? Anything that I've discussed today? Let me know down below, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching this, listening to this, and hopefully making art with me, because it is so fun. And it can impact your ways. It can impact your life in ways that you didn't necessarily intend. And that is art. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys, I'll see you in the next one.